Time is seen in a linear way on Earth, as an arrow moving from past to present to future, and in one direction, forwards. The sequence of events in that line is what is called a timeline, where events in the past define the present, and in turn, the situation in the present will define what will be the future to come. While in the present, the subject, a person with consciousness, will encounter a series of potential choices, all defined by past situations. And the future to come will be the result of the choices the subject made with its free will, within a limited range of possible ones. When the subject is experiencing time in a timeline, it would have experienced a set of sequential events that once they have taken place, cannot be altered nor reversed, and during the now, the subject must choose from different potential series of future events, all based and limited by the subject's present situation. This is called a timeline, but it can also be defined as the narration of a series of dynamically interconnected events, happening in sequential order, and that may lead to a memorable final event. When observing the potential line or series of events to follow, in the future, there will be some that lead to a positive and more desirable set of outcomes, and another set that will lead to more negative ones, all depending on the choices the subject has made, and this will depend directly in its level of awareness. And it is from there that we have the idea or the concept of positive and negative timelines. When two or more individuals in their perceptions share the same line and series of events, it is said that they share a common timeline. Although no two people or 2 points of consciousness awareness can ever share the exact same timeline, they can experience one that in general, and for large enough relevant events may be the same for all. This is because those two or more people share the same base frequency and vibration, and this is also called agreement of perception. Everything that exists is energy, and energy flows and is constantly transforming itself. Matter and energy are manifested by the conscious awareness of one or more individuals with a strong connection to Source. So there is no matter as such, and there is no energy in any isolated form, as it is only an illusion and a perception in the mind of Source, and that includes in the minds of all its holographic fragments we call people, who are all Source itself again. As I explained in one of my first videos called Consciousness, Oneness, Gravity and the Numerical Universe, every little bit of matter, from atoms and molecules onwards to entire galaxies and more, have a specific vibration that defines them and their exact point or location within an energetic matrix, and by energetic matrix I mean any realm, any place we call our reality, the one we experience every day. That specific vibration is a harmonic of a frequency, as I've described many times before. Applied to timelines, it is the numerically represented sequence within that energetic matrix, which will represent the effects of time moving forwards. In short, everything is energy and all energy is manifested by awareness, by a conscious person or being, and that energy varies with time and also can be detected and represented in numerical values, as in measuring units. So each object that exists has a numerical value attached to it that defines its characteristics and its location within an existential realm, or reality, the same way a group of objects in a location and the location itself will also be represented with numerical values that determine the amount of energy each point, or each object has, being that the heavier and with more mass an object has the more energy it contains, and a higher numerical value it will have. As well as objects and locations, situations also hold a frequency that represents them. A dynamic situation is a series of events that take place sequentially through a corridor of time, where the numerical value of a location will change in a specific sequence, creating the movement that defines a situation. So any situation is an animation of a set of otherwise fixed groups of objects within a location, and it takes place in a perfect mathematical way. Therefore, using equations, any outcome within this movement can be anticipated very precisely. Besides consciousness, everything that exists is energy, and it can be measured and therefore given a numerical value. So coming back to timelines, they can be represented as a series of numbers that change in value through time, and what dictates and controls this is the conscious observer. Each point in any timeline has its unique situational frequency and numerical address. Each frozen split second at any point in a timeline is tagged with an unrepeatable and unique number, and will not be animated, and will not proceed to move sequentially within a time frame, or with any speed in time until something with consciousness and awareness observes it. It is the observer who determines how to interpret that energy, and what value and meaning it will have. Next point. All the thoughts within your awareness, all your emotions and how you interpret them are also a frequency, and they can also be measured and given a numerical energy value. So all your ideas, thoughts and emotions, desires and needs are energy, and that energy is changing constantly with them. The same way as you are what you manifest, and you don't manifest what you want, your entire world, your reality you experience and everything in it is you. You are not really manifesting it, objectively. What is going on in your reality and life, is you experiencing yourself and what you are. You are your thoughts, ideas, emotions, desires, and needs. Therefore, when you change the value you assign to them, and the way you interpret them, all you change your frequency and vibration, and that will change the mathematically precise series of energy values that define who you are, therefore changing the direction of your timeline.